Hello, everyone. How are you? It's either good morning, depending on where you are, good afternoon, maybe even good night. But how are you doing? I'm Dr. Twanna Carter, career transition coach, and I am happy that you have joined me. And today, we're going to be talking about something, of course, that's near and dear to my heart as a career transition coach. But first of all, let me be sure for those of you who don't know me or who are seeing me the first time, tell you a little bit about myself. As a career transition coach, I help women overcome that fear and that anxiety that can come with transitioning into a new career by empowering them to recognize and communicate their unique value. And I do that by instilling a deep sense of belief in their own strengths and abilities so that they can confidently and courageously create success on their own terms and pursue a path of purpose that is meaningful to them. I truly believe that every woman out there, and I help professional women, high achieving professional women over 40, I do believe that every one of us out here can definitely achieve the goals that we set or intentions or and also an aligned career that's aligned with our purpose and our passion so that we feel like we're giving back to the world in a manner that's meaningful to us. So I believe that everyone deserves to follow a path of purpose that brings them happiness and a lifestyle that they love. Right? So that's a little bit about me and what I do. So why am I here today? I'm here to talk about why does career transition seem so hard sometimes, right? Does this sound like you? Okay, I'm I've got everything accomplished in this job that I could possibly accomplish. I've hit all my intentions or I've hit all my goals and it's time for me to switch and do something totally different. And I don't know why I'm still here. I know I'm not happy. I know that this career used to be what fit me. It used to bring me joy. It used to fulfill my purpose. But now I kind of want to do something else, but I just keep hanging back. I feel stuck because I know that there is something else out there and I know kind of sort of maybe what it is. And I just can't seem to take that first step to getting there. And if you're like me, I'm an introvert who has social anxiety, right? So changing a career at one point was like, we don't want to do that. I got to get used to all new people again, a whole new set of people judging me. I got to get over the fear of failing in front of whole new set of people. Ooh, I don't know if I want to do that. That's where I was, right? That's where I was with career transition. Does that resonate with you? Because it does, right? So, why does it seem so hard even when we're unhappy or we feel stuck and we're in a rut and we want to just like break out and do something else? Why does it seem so difficult sometimes? Well, actually, it's because of your brain, right? It really is. That we call it the reptilian brain, that lowest form of brain that we have. Its only concern with us is safe or unsafe. You're either safe or you are unsafe, right? It's the survival part of your brain. It doesn't really worry about whether or not you're happy, fulfilled, stuck. Mm-mm. Are you safe or unsafe, right? That's just the way it is. Not happy, not ecstatic to get up and go to work every morning. No. Safe or unsafe, right? It's not the part of your brain that deals with emotion and fulfillment and accomplishment. Right? And then there's another part of your brain, that limbic system. This is where the seat of emotions are. Here is where you register unhappy, unfulfilled, ecstatic, excitement, enthusiastic, sad, worried, anxious, fearful. It, this is where your emotions are, right? It's not concerned about safe or unsafe. It's worried about what you feel. However, what's the link? When you feel unsafe, that reptilian brain, right? When you feel unsafe, or your brain says, "Hey, we're not safe," you have emotions connected to that, safe or unsafe. You have emotions that may be connected to that. If you do, the limbic brain is a world that emotions sits at, right? And so what else is out there you see for the brain? Well, there's a third part. We call it the higher brain, or the neocortex, right? That's the big brain. Some people refer to it as a big brain. It's a part of your brain that's rational. It can break things down and say, okay, hmm, may seem scary, but this is doable. What if we did this and this, and then we did that and that? How would that work out? Okay, well, maybe not this, but maybe we should do X, Y, Z, then come back and do. See, that's a part of your brain that's rational. It could look at all the details and all the data and start rationalizing about what's the best thing. Not that safe or unsafe brain, that reptilian brain. So, why does career transition seem so hard? Because your brain is registering anything new. Your reptilian brain is going like, that's unsafe. It's new stuff. It's new stuff. And again, if you're like me and you have social anxiety, or you're an introvert and you just, not really trying to meet all these people and be all this space, your brain interprets that reptilian brain as unsafe, and it keeps you right where you are. Yeah, I want to do something else, but that's not safe. Nah, I'm not really fulfilled in this job anymore, but that's not safe. Staying where you are is safe. Going to where we don't know what's going to happen, unsafe. Stay here. And so it can make it seem like you're climbing a mountain to make a decision that you kind of feel like in the end it will be the best thing for you, right? That's why it feels like it's hard, because your brain's like, no, the reptilian brain, that's unsafe, unsafe, unsafe. No, 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 no. Because what is anxiety? Anxiety is looking out in the future and not being able to control it. And therefore, your brain feels unsafe. So it's like, no, no to that, no. And you really can stay stuck. I've had clients who were stuck 10 years at a job and they wanted to leave probably like year 4 or 5, but they were stuck. Anxiety and that fear from the reptilian brain, because that's where the fight or flight mechanism is. All of that survival, that's where it is. So you literally have to move your brain from just thinking with that reptilian brain really to that neocortex, so you can start rationalizing, right? Because not everybody likes change, but guess what? Change is inevitable. It is inevitable. There are two reasons, right? Two reasons why people will transition their career. One is for voluntary change. You made that decision, you moved out of fight or flight and out of that safe, unsafe. You rationalize and you start to feel like this would be a better choice. I'll feel happier there. I feel more fulfilled there. And you voluntarily make a change to do a career transition. Well, what's the other way of making change? It's involuntary. Remember, I said change is inevitable. It's going to happen. It's going to happen because you choose for it to happen, as in a career transition, or it will happen because your job is downsized, it's going away, your company is starting to get rid of positions, or the mission has changed and you're so uncomfortable in that position that now it feels unsafe because you don't like so much of what's going on. And it's like, oh my gosh, I wanted to stay here, but I wanted to stay, but I gotta, right. Sometimes people are fired. That's an involuntary change. Sometimes that spouse leaves, gets a job somewhere. So whether or not you want to go, you're like, well, I'm not going to break up the family over this job. Involuntary change. So you go. So change will happen. It's going to happen voluntarily, whether you choose it, or involuntary where you don't, where situations like you don't have a choice, change, right? So what's the solution to so that career transition doesn't seem like it's so difficult? Well, the solution is you have to make it for that reptilian brain, make it feel safe for you to do a career transition, right? So how do you do that? Well, number one is planning. When you plan, because you can plan. My last career transition was actually I left my six-figure job and moved into and shifted to full-time entrepreneur. But that plan to do that, that career transition plan was a 2.5 year plan. And when I planned, 3 years ago, I missed it by 2 months. Not bad, right? Really a month and okay, a month and 23 days. Not bad at all, right? But I started planning. Planning reduces that feeling like you're leaping into the darkness. You're taking this great leap into the unknown. You don't have a clue what's going to happen next, right? That's what planning helps. It helps to reduce that. It also, number two, so number one is planning. Planning so it doesn't feel like you're leaping into the great unknown. Start planning. You can start planning now. And I like to tell people this. If you are considering transitioning into a new career, doing a career pivot, you're already in career transition. You started by thinking. People get confused because they automatically think career transition means I quit my job next week and I got to find. No, 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 no. You can spend 2.5 years. I did. I spent 2.5 years planning to move into entrepreneurship full time. You don't have to take 2 years, but I'm saying it can. It's not like quit tomorrow and then worry about finding a job. No, you can take your time and plan, and that's fine. Okay. So what's the number two step to reduce that feeling that, oh, career transition feels so difficult? Well, also become aware, identify your talents. What do you bring to the table? Right. And even if you have to, they have lots of assessments that you can do and find that out, but you can talk to people and they typically are honest with you. Figure out what it is you bring to the table. Well, why? Because it builds confidence. Once you are aware of your talents, your strengths, your abilities, it's a confidential thing. It raises that confidence, raises that self-esteem. Oh yeah, I can do that well. I do this very well too. It will also identify some gaps, right? If you're thinking, well, maybe I want to transfer this, but I've got some gaps. Well, you know what the gaps are. Now you know what you need to fill them, right? So, yes, become aware of your talents, asking people, doing assessments so that you know and you're confident of what you have to offer and you feel valuable. You feel like you have worth to give an employer, or if you're like me, entrepreneurship to your customers, right? Then the third thing that I advise is associate with like-minded people. Let me say it again, associate with like-minded people. If your friends are all like, oh, I could do a career transition. Oh, that could be bad. Oh my gosh, what if that fails? What if you make less money? If all your friends are like that, then yeah, you're gonna be pulled away from career transition. But if you're associating with like-minded people, family, friends who, are encouraging, they're risk takers, they don't have to be big risk takers, but yeah, they are in that moment, in that mindset that, yeah, do it, go for it. You got this, you can handle it. It is much easier to start looking at a career transition and say, yeah, I got that. Right? You can even hire a career coach or a career transition coach because that's what we're trained to do. We're trained to help you look out and see what's possible based on all the things that you already bring to the table. And as well, we help you if you have gaps, right? Because some people are not aware enough to figure out what their gaps are, or they're really not sure what they want to do, so they don't know what the gaps are. Or you're looking at it like, yeah, my gap is this big, I got nothing. Definitely seek out, because that's actually not true, right? But seek out a career coach or a career transition coach, because that's what we do. We help you do all of these steps, right? So that you can reduce that fear, reduce that feeling of unsafeness, so you can look forward to career transitioning with excitement, right? And so, because through each of these steps, again, you're creating safety. You're saying that career pivot is no longer unsafe. It doesn't feel safe. It doesn't look unsafe. It's actually safe. I can do this. I got this, right? So if this really resonates with you, but you kind of still on that, no, it just feels unsafe to me. I'm not sure what to do about it. Feel free to reach out to me. I do complimentary strategy sessions, and I'm going to drop a link down there because I do complimentary strategy sessions. It's really 45 minutes to an hour. to sit down with you and start brainstorming, see where you are, see what that fear is, really zoom in on what the fear is, because something is making you not feel safe so that you're like, I cannot do a career transition. Well, we hold on to that, right? Hold on to it, hone into it, figure out what it is, and then you can start looking at a step by step plan that takes you from unsafe to safe to career transition to something that really feeds your soul, right? It just makes you feel good what you're doing and where you are, right? So that's what we got with that. So I'm going to get back over here. And in the comments, I'm going to drop that link where you can schedule your free strategy session. And as well, I will go back to YouTube because you probably won't see it, but I'll go to YouTube as well and drop that link there so you can reach out and set up your free strategy session. And again, absolutely complimentary, but it will give you that sense of relief like, okay, this doesn't feel so unsafe anymore. In fact, it doesn't feel unsafe at all. I got this. I can do this, right? So I'm going to drop that in the chat. And so let me know, on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you about feeling ready to do a career transition? Are you at 1 like, there's no way I'm doing that? Or are you at a 10 like, I'm so ready to go? I don't quite know how to get there, but I'm so ready to go. Because wherever you are on the scale from 1 to 10, you can still reach out to me and set up your free strategy session. Thank you so much for joining me for this quick moment of why career transition can seem like it's difficult, right? Because it's a brain thing, right? It's a brain thing. And I gave you the steps that you can overcome that, right? Number 1, plan. Okay. Number 2, associate with like minded people. That is very, very important. And then number 3, you want to, okay, I'm looking around here. I've lost my screen. I've lost my screen. You want to be sure that you are aware of what your talents are. What do you bring to the table? Because that helps you to build confidence and remind that reptilian brain, like, we got this. We can handle this. This is not a problem at all. So thank you for watching today. I hope you have a great rest of your day or evening or afternoon. Take care. Bye-bye.